Hey guys, I hope that you guys are doing amazing wherever you are. My name is Boom Shikha and I welcome you to my channel. I really appreciate all you guys being on my channel and listening to me and commenting and subscribing and emailing me with questions. If you guys can hear that, that's cicadas. Apparently I was saying cicadas before. It's cicadas behind me. And I hope that's not too noisy. I live in the jungle. I live in a tropical jungle in Thailand, and so as you can see, I'm surrounded by greenery. It sometimes is very loud because the insects here are so loud. I had no idea, being a city girl, how loud the jungle can be. Anyways, in this video, I wanted to speak to you guys about how a lot of you have messaged me saying, how did you get to be so good at communication? How did you get to be so good at putting your thoughts out in such a forum, right? Because most of us are, and I am as well still, terrible, absolutely terrible at putting our thoughts out in that manner. A lot of times we are so articulate in our head and we're like, whoa, if I say this out loud, I'm going to be the coolest person ever. Yes, I do think that. And then I speak and I put my thoughts out there, and all of a sudden I become a buffoon because I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I'm stumbling over my words. I have no idea what I'm saying. I have to stop myself and say, okay, what are you trying to say again? Okay, that's not what it's coming across at. Okay, and people look at me like I'm insane, and I'm like, I'm sorry. I'm trying. I'm really trying here. Anyway, and so a lot of you guys have asked me, how did I get to be so good at this? Well, I'm not really that good, and really it's all about practice. But one of the things that I've noticed that really helps me when I'm doing videos like this, or when I'm communicating with the outside world, with people who are not INFJs, people who do not jump from topic to topic like we do, right? We do that. We make all these random leaps, and we're like, other people are like, why are you not getting it? We are like, why don't you get what I'm trying to say? And other person's thinking to themselves, you're insane. That's why I don't get what you're talking about. So what someone recommended, JC Lee, I think that's her name. She recommended something that I thought was really interesting, and I wanted to share that with you guys. And she said that it's better to put things into action than trying to explain things sometimes, or to draw something to explain what you think. Because most of our thoughts are in jumbles of pictures and sounds, anyways, like a movie. And I thought that was brilliant what she said, because it's so true. I think in a movie. I think in the way a movie thinks. My mind works as a movie. Like, I'm looking at people and I'm putting them into random scenarios. I'm putting them into plays, and I'm putting them into all these random situations. I'm putting myself into all these random situations. So basically, my head is like a movie, and I'm sure you guys can kind of relate to that as well. Like, we all kind of think in a way of a movie. Like, there's so much going on in our head. There's all this music playing, and then there's like some kind of reel going on. This person's doing this person's doing that. There's like this movement here. There's a tree talking to us here. There's an insect talking to us there. The cicada's talking to me right now. There's always a movie going on in our head, right? And so what we can do, as JC suggests, is that we can draw things to explain things out. I do that all the time. I always carry a piece of paper with me. I always carry a notebook with me. I carry something that I can draw upon or write upon. And so when I'm with someone, I'm trying to explain something that I know is going to be a little complicated. It's going to be a little out there, and they're not going to get it unless, if I just speak, they're not going to get it. What I usually do is I'll either, if I can, write it down for them. So I'll email it to them, or I'll message it to them. So much easier to communicate by writing. But if not possible, if I'm face to face with them, I'll have a piece of paper with me, right? And I'll just draw it out for them, right? I'll just draw it out. I'll just like write some random things. I'll make like little spiels here and there. I'll just make random little squiggles and lines, and I'll draw while I'm explaining. So they're looking down at the piece of paper and not at me. I feel like a lot of us INFJs, we get really anxious when people are looking directly at us when we're explaining something, because we feel like we have to hurry up. We have to get it out there as soon as possible, because that person's not going to get it if I don't talk really fast. If I don't get it out there fast enough, then they're going to leave. They're going to lose interest. I have to talk really fast. I have to get it out. And because of that, we get really anxious, and because of that, we lose our train of thought, right? And because our train of thought is so complicated, we really have to be aware in the moment. Otherwise, that person's not going to get it. We ourselves get confused sometimes with our own thoughts, right? So that's what I usually do, is like I kind of focus on the piece of paper. So they're looking down at the piece of paper. I'm explaining things to them. Occasionally they'll look up at me, and I'll nod, and I'll put something else on the paper. but mostly I'm trying to explain to them using writing, using drawings, using visual aids, kind of, right? And so that is a really great way of explaining certain things that are going on in your head to someone that might not get it otherwise. Right? It's a very useful aid, of course. Now, as I said, practice is key. Practice is absolute key, and that's the reason I always tell you guys you need to hang out with people. I know we hate people, I know we're uncomfortable around people, and we are introverts, but I really think that in order to practice being around people, in order to practice our communication skills, in order to practice being a normal human being, as I say, as everyone else tells us to be, in order to just practice being a human around other humans, being a social human, which is what human beings are supposed to be. We're supposed to be social. Even introverts are, they need to be social occasionally, right? So I tell you guys constantly, go and hang out with people. And do it because it teaches you a lot. Not only that, but you're constantly practicing your communication skills when you're around human beings, right? When I'm by myself, I'm just talking to myself in my head. I don't need to be articulate. I know what I'm talking about, right? But when I'm surrounded by people, when there's a lot of people around me and I'm talking to them and I'm trying to explain myself to them, then it takes a little bit more effort. And then the more I do of that, the better I become at it. Right? And the better I become at it, the more articulate I become, the easier it is for me to communicate all of my amazing thoughts to this world. Now, what ends up happening with an INFJ is that we keep most of those amazing thoughts, all those riddles and puzzles and jumbles of thought, inside our head, and we don't share it with the world. And I think, myself at least, I think as an INFJ, I think it's a major waste. I think it's a big waste of all this amazing power that we have. We have the power of connection. We have the power of connecting all these amazing, interesting thoughts together that other people will never think are connected, right? And so we can share these amazing thoughts with the world. But unfortunately, most of us are too scared, or most of us have had experiences where people don't get us, and so we're like, oh, I just give up, whatever, no one's gonna get me anyway, so why bother? I understand, I've been there, right? But I think it's really important for us to share our thoughts with the world because it's important for them to understand how our brains work and how this world works, because we see the world in a very different way from other people, and if you can explain it to them, they can perhaps see it as well. And that is always a good thing. More information in that manner, more connections, I think, is always a great thing, right? It's always a really good thing for everyone involved, right? I think it makes the world a better place, right? That's why the internet is so awesome, because it connects all these amazing things together that would never be connected before. Never, ever, right? And so I really implore you guys, first of all, to hang out with more people. I know I'm saying this like the devil. I know you're going to think, oh my God, how could she? But I'm telling it to you guys, if you want to be better communicators with that, which I think is a very important skill for all INFJs to have, because we have so much to communicate about. We have so much to talk about. We have so much that we want to tell the world, right? There's so much in our heads. I understand myself that as soon as I got this forum to speak on, I feel so grateful because there was so much I wanted to speak about, so much I'm still speaking about, that I wanted to share with the world that I wasn't able to because I did not know how to do it. The more I do these videos, the better I become at it, actually. Really, if you watch my previous videos, if you watch the first few videos I've done, 200 videos ago, I was crap at it. I mean, I wasn't very good at it, right? I wasn't very good at all. I jumped from topic to topic. I think I still do that, but not as often. And so the more I do it, the better I become at this communication thing. The better I become at explaining to you guys what's inside here, right? There's so much going on in here, but when my lips try or my tongue tries to speak, it all turns into shit. It turns into a jumble of madness. But now I can actually explain to you guys what I'm trying to kind of explain without going crazy, without feeling like, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm talking about, right? That's what I want for you guys as well, because a lot of you have messaged me saying that you want to be a better communicator, right? It's all about practice, guys. It's all about practice. Really, literally, that's all it is. And practice with a lot of different people. I travel a lot. I'm one of those people who travels a lot. I move around a lot. I meet a lot of new people all the time. A lot of people consider I'm an extrovert because of the fact that I'm always talking to strangers. I'm not doing it because I like strangers or because I want to be, friends with everyone. I'm doing it because I need to practice being around different people. What happens with an INFJ is that we only hang out with 2 or 3 different people, the people that we like, that we're comfortable with. And then those are the only 2 or 3 people that we know how to communicate with, right? And then we go out in the real world, and all of a sudden we're like, oh my God, this person has no idea what I'm talking about because I don't know how to speak to them. Different people need to be spoken to differently, right? That's the reason I speak to a lot of different people, because I notice their nuances. I see how they speak. I see what they do when they speak. I see how they argue their points. I see how they react to my points. I'm always learning, always gathering data about the different kinds of people that are out there. And the more I learn about how different people communicate, the more I learn about how to communicate with them, the better I become as a communicator. And this skill to be a better communicator, to expound on your ideas, to explain what's going on in your head and get it out and into the world so that the other people in the world understand you. It's one of the most important skills you can develop, guys. It's one of the most important skills I think as an INFJ you can develop, because again, as I said, we have so much stuff that we have in our heads, so many connections that we make, that I think it's a really good thing for us to share that with the world. It's actually, I think it's one of our gifts, and we have a duty to share it with the world, as I always say. Okay? So again, I hope this makes sense to you guys. I hope that I was able to explain myself to you. And if you guys have any questions at all, please message me anytime. All my contact information is in the description below. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Bye for now.